on, 'cause my soul is heavy.
Back then they didn't want me, I'm blessed now. Talking to her like back then they didn't want me, I'm back then they didn't want me, I'm back then they didn't want me, I'm blessed now. Talking to her like this. Talking to her like this. Talking to her like this.
And what is the deal, man? What is going on? What is happening? Y'all know what is going on. We are talking about a Raiders win today, man. Appreciate everybody for the patience, man. We going ahead. We getting baby rundown situated. As you can see, got my dog, got my ace back there. Hope you got your coffee ready, right? I got my tea. My dog got his milk, right? Hope y'all got y'all coffee, y'all drink if y'all off today. Appreciate y'all for tapping in today with the Raider rundown, man. As y'all know, we are going to be touching in and tapping in with the Raiders win over the Titans. At least there's some positivity we can talk about, right? As you can hear from the song, man, we blessed today, right? So ain't too many times we might have this opportunity. So we got to go ahead and celebrate this. But without further ado, we still going to keep it realistic as we do here on the rundown, but y'all know what it is. Let's go ahead. Let's play that funky music. Let's get into the show. Man, what is going on with the people, man? Like I said, you are here for another episode of the Raider Rundown, man. Y'all know what it is. Before we get started with everything, make sure you guys are tapping one on the like button, on the subscribe button, man. We are close to that 3K, man. We creeping ever so closer. Every show we go ahead and go live, man. We get closer and closer. So appreciate everybody that has helped along the journey, man. Look, y'all already know what it is. When we do hit the 3K, we're going to be doing the Raiders jersey giveaway, man. Jersey of your choice, color of your choice. Man, we're going to let y'all pick it up, do it up, chef it up, right? So y'all go ahead, man. Keep helping your boy tap in with that 3K. It's going to be a good one, man. But without further ado, y'all already know the deal, man. We are going to be tapping in, like I said, with the Raiders win over the Titans, 20-10, right? So we got some positivity to talk about before we do any of that, right? Before we get into that football talk, and, you know, we'll get into some positivity, but at the same time, the realistic side of it might, you know, put out a few of them fires that's out there. Either way, we still got to keep it real, right? Before we do any of that, we got to go ahead and tap in with the chat. Y'all know what it is, man. So let's go ahead and get started with the first segment of the day, man. Which is hit it with the roll call, man. Y'all know what it is, man. We're going to give a shout out to all the people that is here tapping in, showing love, man. Dominique, what's going on with you, bro? Appreciate you for being here, man. We got our guy, Ja, in the building. Joe Brady, 2026. I'm not mad at it. We're going to get cooked by the Queefs. I can't say I disagree. But at the same time, man, you know, we'll get into that for sure. My guy, man, Jay in the building, man. What's going on? Salute to my guy, Jay. Hope you good. Hope everything treating you right. Hope your weekend is going straight. Y'all give me a second, man. My dog dropped his milk, man. Come on. He dropping the merchandise, man. He dropping the merchandise. There you go. So, and as y'all know, man, if you're new to a rundown show, then I'm on daddy duty sometimes while we on podcast. It is what it is, man. You know, you should never sleep. But shout out to my guy Sam in the building, man. Being real though, any mistake next game and we will be blown out again. Wildcat formation all game. Hey, we got to keep it real. Look, hey, it was a nice win, but at the same time, you watch how the Chiefs played last night against Detroit. Yeah. So it's still FKC though, regardless of what it is. But we know what it is. Myra G, man, appreciate you for tapping in. Appreciate that. Thank you once again, man. Libra gang forever. But y'all know what it is. Let's go ahead. Let's get into it, bro. It's gonna be a nice little packed show. Nice little things to touch on today. So let's already get these things started. So the Raiders get another win. They move to 2-4, and now the season has I guess a different outlook in some people's eyes, man. I went live with Pharaoh yesterday, and you can see some people, the hope it gets to shining again, it gets to glimmering, right? And now everybody, you win that game, and it's like, okay, maybe the Raiders do have a chance. You look at the rest of the AFC, right? The records aren't good. The records are not good at all for the rest of the AFC. When you look, realistically, we're not all the way out of it, right? We're not all the way out of it realistically. But at the same time, when you watch the play on the field is not matching up to what you would say would be a playoff team, right? But we're still gonna get into it, right? So the Raiders do win against the Titans, right, with 20-10. Basically, it was the shit bowl, bro. It was the toilet bowl. We do got to keep it real. It was kind of the toilet bowl. We we made just enough plays, just less enough of mistakes for us to win this game. But there were times in this game where, we were trying to gift their ass some points. There's times, and we were trying to give them some field position. But let's look at our quarterback and let's look at the stat line. Right now, the stat line we all know don't tell the whole story. All right, it never does tell the whole story, so we don't treat this as church. But it is a good indication of kind of what we were doing and kind of what my take on it was. So as we go ahead and get into it, and definitely y'all tap in with y'all thoughts as well about what y'all think was going on with the offense as we start talking about it. But, okay, now we look at the stat line. Okay, Geno Smith, 174, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And the interception, y'all, the interception was an ugly one, right? It's an ugly one, okay? We can't sugarcoat it, we can't fake it, we can't do none of that. That interception was nasty. And then we get in the presser and then we try to excuse it away like we do. But either way, doesn't matter, right? The interception was gross. Double coverage. Don't know what the fuck he was looking at. Okay, let's just be honest with ourselves. And y'all excuse me, bro. I really tried to avoid this, but I can't see a goddamn thing, bro. I'm telling you, ever since I turned into a dad, you feel me? Like, I need my glasses. It's wild. I've aged about 5 years ever since I've turned into a dad. It's wild. But I can't, bro. There we go. You good back there, man? What's going on? Yeah, all right. I'm just checking on you. I'm just making sure. All right. But we look over here, right, with Geno Smith, 17 for 23 passes, right? Okay, still threw a fucking interception. But to me, those stats, and just if you watch the game, it indicates to me Chip Kelly was trying to hide this man all game. Literally saying, let's hide him from the tough throws, from the tough reads, and let's see if we can make things easier on him. Right? I mean, that's what it seemed like to me. That's exactly what it seemed like to me. Let's make things easy, man. Let's not give him nothing tough. Let's not give him nothing where he can maybe throw it into some double coverage, maybe, some things that are shaky on the read in his end. Let him play loose. Let him play free. That's what Chip has been doing. To be honest with y'all, I just think this is the week that Geno finally implemented that game plan on the field to a degree. That's just what it was. I just think since week 2 and on, that Geno himself has been the one just chucking that shit all throughout the yard. And realistically, I think there have been receivers open underneath that have just been neglected throughout this whole time. So that's kind of, now I'm not saying that's all of what's going on. That's just the whole end all be all, but I think that's a majority of it. I do think it's a majority of it. So I think we were trying to hide Geno yesterday for sure. Trying to hide Geno and not have him make the mistake. Then you look at Ashton Genty, right? 23 carries, 75 yards. Yesterday felt like the team in the offense that Pete Carroll has been selling to us this whole off season and season, right? Like, to me, that's what it felt like. Is the whole season we've been selling to y'all. Oh, you know, we trying to be ground and pound. We trying to do this. And throughout these 5 weeks or so, we've been damn near air raid. Now you look, you know, 23 carries, all the extra 23 attempts for Geno. Even Mostert had 5 carries as well. So we exceeded the rushing numbers over the passing numbers, right? So that's what we expected as fans coming into the season. Okay, we're gonna be ground and pound. It is what it is. Limit the turnovers, limit the throwing, and then we're gonna be able to take that offense anywhere, right? Finally, it got implemented this game, and that's how I feel like it should have been going from week 2 and on. But here we are, and even so, even with that, you still see a terrible decision on Geno's part. You still see it, regardless of it, bro. Like, it's like, you know, you try to hide it, you try to do all that, and Geno still throws the turnover. But I want to hear from y'all, man. I think the passing game was more of a I'm a high Geno type of thing. How do y'all feel about that? Right? What do y'all feel about Geno's performance? Let me know down below. Let's holler about it. Let's talk about it, man. Did Chip try to hide Geno? All right. Did y'all let me know, man? Y'all let me know down below. You know, I gotta make my little graphic real quick. And as we do that, right? At least we got the win. We're talking about it in the win, you know, so it's not anything crazy, but still, there are things to be cleaned up 100%. Things to be cleaned up 100%. Let me see what y'all talking about, man. Marcus Banks in the building, man. What's going on, man? Much respect to you as well, man. Appreciate you for tapping in, as always, bro. Dre for show in the building, man. My dog. What's going on with you, bro? Appreciate you. Adam Taylor. Why are we down on our win and the Denver Broncos barely beat the New York Jets? Because the Broncos, bro, it doesn't matter about the Broncos. It really doesn't matter about any team, honestly. I don't even want to talk about no other team, except the Chiefs. We're going to talk about the Chiefs for sure. But at the same time, you got to be realistic about the opponent. It's not saying down on the win. Like, a win is a win, right? But you have to be realistic. Do you think that the way they played yesterday, they can play like that on Sunday next week? That's the realistic question, right? Because we all, this is the thing. After New England, we all asked that question too. We all said, hey, a win is a win against New England, but the way you played against New England, you can't play like that against the Chargers. And lo and behold, guess what? You lost because you couldn't play like that. That's just what it was, bro. You couldn't play like that because these are better teams. So, yes, in the construct of saying like a win is a win, yes, that's the simplistic version of it. But if we're looking at big picture, what's the bigger picture of it? What does it What does it do? Right? What does it do? What can you build off this win? And there's a lot to still be built, is what we're saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't know about everybody else. I don't want to speak for everybody else, but there's a lot to be built on my end. But let me see what y'all talking about, man. Sun got us in the building, man. Appreciate you for tapping in as always, man. Appreciate you on this morning, this fine morning. Dominique says, every week I bet the under for Geno passing yards is a guaranteed bet. Facts. I did it this week. It was beautiful. Did it this week, and it was beautiful. Shout out to Black Fathers doing what it takes. Hey, I appreciate that, though, bro. Appreciate that. You know, we got to do what we got to do, man. Dominique, we need to get our franchise, or Josh says we need to get our franchise QB. Yeah, 100%. 100%. I agree. Chip knows Geno is the main problem, even when the line is blocking well. Look, man, and there were times the line didn't do bad yesterday. I don't think, he was under some pressure, but it's the NFL. They got Jeffrey Simmons, and they got some other guys over there. So it's like, of course, they're going to do something, on a couple plays. But I didn't think he was under constant duress yesterday. And that is what kind of like, even if y'all go back, and I know some of y'all, y'all with me a lot, but, we talked about it. It pissed me off from the jump. I think it was in the Colts game or whatever when everybody got to talking about Geno's under duress and, he's constantly under pressure. No, he's not. He's just making terrible reads. That's just it. We're not going to do that's a cop-out. That's a cop-out to me. Yes, the O-line could be better run blocking wise, and so far they actually have been, right? So we got to give him a shout out to that. But passing wise, to say that this man's under constant duress and pressure, that's a lie. Complete lie and a cop-out, in my opinion. Sam says, what's going on, Sam? I agree. Oh, I think we already did this, huh? We already said this. Look at me. I done had my morning smoke, morning tea. I'm over here. I'm zoned in. Chewy, what's going on with you, man? Salute to my guy, man. Love the logo, by the way, man. I think I told you that, but I love that logo. Only one begging for Geno to throw was Trey Tucker. Hey, and we're gonna have a conversation about the wide receivers in a minute. Because I have a take on that. But yeah, Trey Tucker's doing his thing this year, man. Love it. I guess hiding Geno means picking the opposing defense apart and giving Mayer a chance to shine. Then I'm with it. I mean, if these stats scream to you picking defense apart, I don't know. I don't know, John. I'm going to just be honest with you, bro. Again, there's going to be some people I probably lose as subscribers or people that either come in this and they expected somebody to be hooray and hoorah. Like we won. Like, yeah, I am like that. Like, of course. But at the same time, I'm still realistic about what we are. Like, I want a consistent winning product. And what I saw yesterday didn't spell consistent winning product to me. It didn't. I mean, I've watched a lot of football. I'm sure you have too, John. So we can all agree what a playoff team looks like. Neither teams that played yesterday are playoff teams. Neither. Well, it just so happens that we are the less shittier team. I mean, bro, what are we talking about? They just fired their fucking coach today. They literally just fired their coach. They're dogs. They're terrible. They're dog water. But it just so happens that we're less. That just it's just okay. It's okay to say that. It's not bad. If somebody, hey, I'll keep that to myself. But either way, bro, it is what it is, right? I think Geno needs to start pump faking more since he has thrown this many. Yeah, man, because at least they jumping there every throw. So at least he gonna get him with the jump. Hold on, y'all give me a second. I think we got a bottle malfunction back here. But I do want to continue to hear from y'all, man. Sound off, right? Sound off, and then we're gonna talk about it. Did Chip hide Geno yesterday, right? Did he try to make it so that he didn't make the mistake? And is that the way we got to play? Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know down below. Let me get this bottle malfunction together. It's going to take me a quick second, and then we're going to get this thing continued on and cracking. All right. So, yeah, to me, I don't think this screams picking apart. Not to me. To me, this screams hide. When you outnumber your passing numbers, when you're rushing outnumbers the passing attempts. Come on, man. That tells you all you need to know. Tells you all you need to know. So for me, yeah, I think Geno was hid yesterday. Nothing. He talked about jumping in the lake, talking about jumping in the ocean. Hey, bro, whatever you got to do, you might not have been living right or whatever the case before you got here, big dog. But whatever you need to do to shake that juju up off you, you got to do it. Because I don't know what the fuck I don't know what he's on. I don't. There were multiple times yesterday, bro. There's some sacks that the O-line are going to be accounted for that he was just holding the ball. He's just holding the ball. This guy's open. He's holding the ball. So, right now, even yesterday in a win, Geno still didn't play well to me. Even in a win, Geno didn't play well. So, the performance we got from Geno, is not going to carry over into next Sunday. Just cannot. That's going to be nasty. But I will say this, though, in good news, right? I think this is good news, and this is why I'm wearing the hat. We got the pin. I think Genty is getting really comfortable in the league to me. You can see it, man. He's starting to get comfortable with his cuts, to read these blocks, setting up these defenders, man. I think he's starting to get real comfortable. Now, he only had 3.3 average, 23 carries, 75 yards. But I still think, it was a nice little workload for him, man. I still think he made the most out of his carries. We still understand there's no Colton Miller for 2 weeks. So, you lose the strength of that offensive line. But even that, the offensive line has been playing pretty good over the past 2 weeks. You got good defensive lines that we went against with the Colts, the Titans. And then to see them still be able to open somewhat of some lanes when in the first couple of weeks, bro, them shits was non-existent. Looks good now, right? Now, I'm not saying it's the end-all be-all and it's the best thing in the world, but it's serviceable for now. Hopefully it can get better, right? But it's definitely serviceable for now. So Genty to me is getting really comfortable, right? I love the way he's setting up these blocks. I love the way he's doing things. Now, on third down, I think his third down usage to me right now is where the maybe concern for me is, because on third down, like he's barely getting used, right? He's barely getting used. He's really not out there blocking all the way like he is, but like most of the times we're really trying to have him chip and then maybe go out on a route or something like that, and he's not getting the ball. You know what I mean? And for Geno, bro, like if you're not gonna go downfield and you're trying to mitigate the mistakes, why not go to one of the best players on the team in space, right? Like it makes no sense. Especially if we know he's not that imposing blocking force out there as a running back, use him where his strength lies, right? Which is catching the football in space, making people miss. Let him do that. And I think we still got to utilize him a little bit more in that regard. I don't think we've done that quite to the best of our ability. That's on Chip. But to the best of our ability, I don't think we really utilized him that correctly. Now, Mostert came in a little bit. Mostert came in. He only had 5 carries, but -4 yards. There's nothing he really could do with his carries. You know what I mean? So that not really looking at that. I still like Mostert as the number 2, though, getting some carries, taking a load off. I do like that still. Now, we get, into this, but y'all let me know down below before we get into our next topic. How y'all feel? I think Genty's getting really comfortable. I really like the way he's looking. I think, if we continue to build that trench, the O-line is going to be only up from there, to be honest, with what we see from him. And he had a touchdown, so good for him, man. I don't know how many touchdowns that makes on the season. But either way, there we go. My guy, man, RN4L, man, what's going on? We don't have a true elite receiver, no kinds of deep passes at all. Ooh, see, look, that's why I love the chat, man. Sometimes y'all read my minds, right? Y'all get the segments right before we even get into it. That interception was a normal Geno pass to Mayer. Facts. Titans firing their head coach sucked because Joe Brady did an interview with them back in 2024. He did it with Saints and Raiders, where a team showed interest, but he chose to run it back with Josh Allen. Yeah, let's see. Maybe, if we're a top 3 pick or something, then you can get Joe with saying, like, hey, man, you get to pick your own quarterback. You get to do all that, but to coach Cam Ward is nice too, right? Try to coach Cam Ward is nice. I ain't gonna lie. So, not picking apart, but moving the chains. Apart from the first 15, come on now. Apart from that first 15, as far as the first 15 plays off the script that Chip and everybody construct, it wasn't none of that. We wasn't moving no chains consistently, right? We weren't going up and down the field consistently. There were some gaps in there. There were some gaps in there. And that's really what we got to talk about. Now, this is where, right, we just talked about some positivity, and we're going to burst some bubbles right now because this is certain negativity, right? But I'm going to, maybe it's not negative because it's a positive, but at the same time, I still think there's a negative in between it, right? Hold on. Boom. So from yesterday, man, and I've been saying this for a week, but I think yesterday has cemented that for me. Trey Tucker needs to be the number one wide receiver, bro. He needs to be the number one wide receiver, and I don't think he is still yet. I still think we treat Jacoby in that way and fashion, but I think it has to change. I think now Trey Tucker is our clear number one receiver, and I think it needs to be this way. I honestly think, and I've said this for a week as well. All y'all that's in the chat, y'all know it. It's time for us to trade Jacoby as well. It's time. I want, and this is again, when I say it to trade Jacoby, it's never been about like, oh man, I don't like that dude. Like, but at the same time, we call a spade a spade. The blocks that he's been doing this year, they've been lackluster, right? I've seen lackluster blocks this year. Not that I'm used to seeing. I watched this man for what, two years already. I've seen what the normal Jacoby blocking looks like, right? It ain't that this year. Now, maybe he's just struggling in the scheme, whatever, but something ain't feeling or smelling right there, right? And in contract year, nonetheless. So there's that. Number two, we've talked about it at length. Yeah, he's a good high-end number two. But when it comes to what we need, even with Brock Bowers, I don't care, right? Even with Brock Bowers, I still want a number one receiver. Yeah, and I love Trey Tucker too. I'm talking about this year. As far as this year, Trey Tucker needs to be the number one. But as far as searching for that, getting that, I still think we can complement it with another big body, right? Athletic guy. Still think we can do it. It's not a bad thing to say, oh man, I think we should get more talent at wide receiver. That's not bad to say. It's not bad to trade Jacoby because Jacoby wants $23 to $24 million this year. If you know you're not going to keep Jacoby Myers after this year, right? Why prolong the inevitable? Then we just going to let him walk for nothing? That makes no sense. Don't let him walk for nothing. At least get something. Maybe a 4th, 5th round pick. If that's the case, grab something. Let it go. It is what it is, bro. We're not going to spend that $23 million there. Spend it elsewhere and try to find something else, right? Now, everybody always, says, oh, well, we got Brock Bowers, so it's like we already have the number one. I get it, the Chief method, right? Hey, even the Chiefs had Tyreek Hill for a time, right? Even the Chiefs had Tyreek Hill for a fucking time, bro. And even so with that, they won after Tyreek Hill left because they had 15. As of right now, we don't have no fucking quarterback that can band-aid that situation, right? We don't have no Josh Allen. We don't have no Lamar Jackson. We don't have all these upper echelon quarterbacks where you could throw them UPS workers and these motherfuckers still go out there and give you 250. It's not happening, right? Right now, we need more talent surrounding the quarterback because right now, the way it's looking, right, we're going to have a rookie up in here or we're rolling with, hopefully, we're not, but we're rolling with Geno again. And if that's the case, bro, there needs to be more talent, regardless of whatever it is. More talent. It's not a bad thing to say that. It's not. It's some people treat that like you're saying a curse out loud. No. More talent equals better chances of success. This is where we at, bro. Facts. But people get bougie. People get bougie out here. Right? They see a receiver, have a little attitude, right? And then all of a sudden, oh, man, I don't like that. I don't like it. Hey, look, bro, when a player not winning, when a player not doing certain things, right, and they have a passion for the game, bro, it's going to come out. With him, bro, I ain't never heard nothing off the field with George Pickens, nothing like that has made me be like, oh, this dude's a nutcase, bro. It's always been literally football shit. That's it. I would have took a shot at George Pickens. But then again, right, in this circus show, his ass would have been showing out by last week. So, probably not our best solution to do that. You feel what I'm saying? Probably not our best solution because with our shit show and our circus, bro, he would have been showing out. He's at least getting the football over there. He's getting the football. Now, Tyler, you see? Yeah. Yes. Rather have Kenny Pickett with $38 million receivers. Because guess what? Hey, at least I know I can throw to this motherfucker over here, right? Joe Flacco got picked up off the street, off waivers. They literally just traded for this man not too long ago, and he knew already. Hey, bro, I'm gonna give 12 targets to Jamar Chase. Why? Because Jamar Chase is that guy. It is what it is, bro. When you have that element, it is fuck it. I don't care who's at quarterback, bro. Who throwing the ball? Throw it in this direction, and that's what I don't think we have right now. Now Trey Tucker, this is the positivity of it. Trey Tucker is absolutely breaking out this year to me. He's absolutely breaking out. Look at these numbers right here. He has 70 yards yesterday, 5 catches. Right, Michael Mayer, 5 catches, 50 yards. Love that for Mayer, man. Love it for Mayer, bro. I actually think that Brock being out as much because you never want good players out. You never want great players to miss time, right? You never say that. But I actually think Brock being out could be a blessing in disguise for us because that gives Mayer time to now, get in his rhythm, get in his bag. Because really, Mayer has not really made that many plays since being with the Raiders, right? Still, confidence needs to be built. I think this will give him time to build his confidence. So when Bowers does come back, you're more than confident in them 2 tight end sets. You know what I mean? Now, just imagine if we can continue Mayer in this streak and him getting better. Now, when Bowers comes back, we can throw 2 tight ends on the field, no problem, and say like, yeah, we can actually do that, and it's actually going to kill defenses, right? So I don't think Brock plays next week. I don't think Brock comes back until the Jaguars. To be honest with y'all, I don't think it's smart for him too. Let's be real, bro. Let him rest. Let him rest. This win don't change nothing for me. Let Brock rest until after the bye week. And then we'll come back against the Jaguars because we all understand. We all have acknowledged that after the bye, that's the harder part of our schedule, right? So let him come by. Let him come back after the bye with the Jaguars, bro. Let him get fully healthy. That he gets basically 3 weeks off of that knee, and then he'll be good to go. He'll be good to go. Mayer still holding Waller's jockstrap until he passes the eye test. Hey, Mayer is Mayer, bro. I'm focused on Bowers, but still though, I still think Mayer, like, shit, he had 5 for 50. I mean, what did Laporta have last night? Wait a minute. Let's be real. Let's keep it a bean. Tight end number. Hold on. I'm looking at the stat leaders yesterday. Because he had 5 for 50, 1 tub, right? And then everybody would be like, well, Mayer got to prove himself, all the extra. Let me see. What did Laporta have last night? What did Laporta have last night? Laporta had 5 receptions, 55 yards, a touchdown. Who else? Hold on. Who else played yesterday? What Travis had? What Travis Kelce had? Travis Kelce has 6 receptions, 78 yards. No touchdown. Hey, bro. I mean, look, them is regular tight end numbers. I think we just, like, for real, like, Mayer is, to me, bro, at the very minimum, Mayer will put up, like, regular-ass tight end numbers, right? Where it's just, like, 5 catches, maybe, like, 50 yards. He might get, like, a 60-yarder, 70-yarder here. The 100-yarder for him might be rare for Michael Mayer. But a 60-yard, 70-yard game, I don't think that's, like, above his means, to be honest. And if he's getting that, that's regular-ass tight end shit, I just think we spoil because, like, you look at Brock and it's like you expect 100+, so that's a little different. But for me, I think Mayer can give us that if he's consistently on the field. But that's the thing. He's got to be consistently on the field. So that'd be my thing. But for him, yeah, man, Mayer 5 for 50. I like that. I do like that. I like him getting that. But then you look at Jacoby, like 4 for 39, And it's like ever since week 1, the targets have dwindled. The explosiveness has dwindled. It's like not really seeing it. Ashton Genty 2 for 11. Like I said, we got to get him more involved in the passing game. I think that's, that's where we're showing that right now. Yeah, that for sure. You're not even lying. We need a better blocking tight end for sure. Ain't that wild? What's going on back there, man? But yeah, we definitely need a better one. We definitely need a better blocker tight end. But I think we need a better wide receiver one, man. All in all, to say, yesterday from the offense was anemic, to say the least, right? Anemic. I say that to say, right, we had some moments that were okay on offense, but on, realistically, it's not good enough what we did yesterday to be able to beat the Chiefs on the offensive side. Now, I know some of you will sit there and point to that Aiden O'Connell game that we won many moons ago, right? Like, oh, man, but Aiden O'Connell, we did that with him, man. Y'all never know. We could do that. I mean, maybe. But what's the likelihood of y'all thinking that we cannot complete a pass in the second half and then we'll win this game? Come on now. Be real. That was one of them games where the emotion was high. Everything was high. There we go. We won that game. That's fine and dandy. But like, if you're gonna tell me like, oh, we always have a chance with the Chiefs, or we've won before. If we're gonna be realistic, bro, we win like every 1 in 4 games with the Chiefs. 1 in 4 games. We've played since that Christmas game has only been 2 games. 1 more to go, right? The third one is this week. We'll probably fuck around and win the next one. That's how it goes. But right now, our stats are 1 in 4 against this team. And to have any resemblance of confidence to be like, oh yeah, bro, like they're gonna win. Come on now. Didn't appreciate that either. DJ, what's the deal, bro? What's going on? He says the offense looked very preseason-like. You're not lying. Not at all. Not lying at all. But let's talk about the star of the show, because that's really what's going to actually make us feel good and feel better. The Raiders defense, bro. The Raiders defense. They dominated yesterday. Oh shit, hold on. I almost spelled that wrong. So yeah, they dominated yesterday. So we finally got some good to talk about when it comes to the defense. Well, the defense actually been holding it down the whole time. Right? Let's keep it a bean. The defense been holding it down the whole time. They've been playing well above their means. I think we've all said this before, right? Patrick Graham over there making sugar out of shit. But we find a way, turn the ball over, I believe, 5 times? 5 turnovers, I believe. Very nasty work. We got an interception on Cam Ward. Now you look at Cam Ward's numbers. Again, they don't tell the whole story, but he threw 38 passes. Goddamn. But he had 222 yards, a touchdown, interception. Devin White, MVP of the game, of the defense, really. I mean, he had a sack, he had an interception. I believe the sack was a forced fumble as well. He was doing his thing out there. Now, we're not going to talk about some of the missed tackles and shit that Devin White had. We'll just leave those to the side, right? We'll leave that to the side because he had such a nice little game. But, there were some missed tackles in there that was pretty ugly. But had a nice game. What we needed to do was stop the run, and that's what we've been doing all season. Tony Pollard was a non-factor. Tajay Spears had a couple nice runs, but really there was a non-factor. My guy Dev in the building, man. What's going on with you, bro? Appreciate you for tapping in with me this morning. Yeah, so that's we stopped the run as we do. We're a good rushing defense. I thought Luwalu had a nice little game. You saw some good development. Had a very highlight spin move on that sack he had, dog. That was sweet right there. That's what I like to see as far as development. That's what I like to see. So Luwalu had a nice game. Booker flashed a little bit. I mean, Max was all over the place as Max is, right? Still I don't feel the presence of 5-1. I don't know where Kuntz is. I still don't feel that. Yeah, bro. I'm glad, Kev, we on the same page, bro. We on the same brainwave. Because I don't feel 5-1. I don't know where he at, dog. I don't know where he at. Tyree either. I don't look. I'm ready for the ink to run dry on Tyree. I think we talked about it at length, ad nauseum, bro. I'm good off that. He's not a good player. Right now we have a whole bunch of okay players and serviceable players, and Max is the only superstar. We need one more. We hoped Kuntz would be that other guy to provide that pressure, but he's not that guy. Whether it be the knee or whatever, like that's hindering him. Like it's not working right now. So you even got players like Charles Snowden getting up in there, getting some reps. So I'm off that. We got to find some more, hopefully maybe in the draft or maybe somewhere else. I thought you was done. You picked it right back up. Maybe in the draft, maybe all that. But, you know, there's that. I'm right with y'all, bro. We got to find some more talent on the D-line. The linebackers, to me, played the best. Elandon Roberts was out there laying some hit sticks yesterday, dog, in the run game where I was like, okay. He was laying some lumber. Devin White had a hell of a game. There were some missed tackles. Your boy Jamal Adams had a couple missed tackles, but he had a pretty solid game nonetheless. Secondary was shaky, to say the least. You know, Stokes coming back off of a week, I'll give him a pass, right? I will give Stokes a pass because he's coming off of an injury, and it's the week off of injury. Fine. But why Blue Kelly continues to get snaps? Beyond me, bro. Beyond me. I don't know. Why? Y'all can answer this question better than I can. Why is 36 seeing grass? Why? It just makes no sense. And what the frustrating part is that you have Darian Porter on the bench for what? For what? Right? It'd be different, bro. Like, look, and this is not, we're not just picking on nobody, because in week 1, we gave Blue Kelly his props. We like, okay, nice. You know what I mean? He played well. He had a nice little game. But ever since week 2, it's been going downhill, 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 and downhill. And we've gotten to this point. Now teams just continuously pick on this man. Zone coverage, go to that side. He's going to be confused. Man coverage, don't worry about it. You're going to have about 5 yards of separation. If you run any type of crossing route, in or whatever. Curl route, if he's off coverage, just run a curl route in front of him. He ain't going to be fast enough to break on it. These teams pick on this man religiously. And again, I would understand if you had Darian Porter on the bench for a vet that's playing well. Sure, right? Like, that isn't, you know, you got to earn your stripes, young man. But he's not. And you want to come out here, Pete, and preach to us about player development and young players, and you are not even practicing what the fuck he preaches. That's the shit that gets on me about this. That's the shit that gets on me about this coaching staff. I've been shouting it from the rooftops. You know, we don't have that many subscribers yet. You know, we're not that big of a channel yet. So we don't have that many people. Maybe we don't have that many ears yet. But we've been saying it for a minute, bro. These motherfuckers is lying out here. And the sooner that the nation and the fans realize what's going on, the sooner we can all just accept reality of certain situations, right? And when I say lying, right, they'll come straight to our face in the press conferences. Pete and all of them will tell you, oh, man, it's all about player development. I really want to get them young guys in there. I really do want to do that, right? But it's only certain ones, and it's only certain times. And certain times, the shit don't even make sense. Why? Y'all can tell me why Tonka and JJ Pegues were healthy scratches when last week they actually played well. Makes no sense to me. Makes zero sense to me. But we're going to talk about player development. Why Blue Kelly continues to see grass and continues to get chance after chance when Darian Porter actually has had pretty good games when he's been in there. Still make no sense to me. But we're going to come out here and preach about player development. That's what we're going to do. Right? Like, it's like, bro, don't come out here again and try to sell me some shit. Don't put lipstick and wig on a fucking pig and tell me that shit is Beyonce. It's not. It's not. I know what it is. You know what I'm saying? So they always try to sell y'all on something to get y'all riled up, to get y'all believing. But it has to culminate in results. We have to actually see it before our eyes. We're not playing these young players. It still looks like there's a divide within the organization. It looks like the top brass or the front office, Spytek and them, kind of understand where this team is at in development wise. We know where we are. We need to build. We need to stack. And it seems like Pete is trying to save his own ass. He's trying to save his own ass, right? Trying to save it because now I got to play these dudes. We got to win some games. I ain't gonna win no games with these young motherfuckers out here. It's too risky, right? So I gotta play the vets. I gotta play what I know. Oh no, I don't, bro. I don't know why certain players get snaps. The secondary is still a little shaky, bro. That's just the only gripe of the defense. Other than that, bro, we played well, but we have to be real. We expected to play well, right? Did we not expect to play well? I mean, we it's the Titans. They are dog water. You know what I mean? Like we should have dominated this offense, and in the fashion that's what we did. But I give credit to PG and that defensive staff, man. You know, they came out and they said the talking's done. No more. We want to actually create turnovers. We want to actually get our hands on the football. And they did that. You know, they did that. So shout out to PG and the defensive staff, man. They talked about it and they went out and executed. So shout out to that, man. Let me see what y'all talking about up in there. Cool Kev says Raiders need to get Jess Simmons from the Titans. That's a move I would do, but we're gonna be so far high in the draft. Cool Kev, just draft one at this point. Because he can tackle better than other cornerbacks. He's a better cover 2 zone player. You know what, DJ? I can't see that though. Because in zone, the man is always confused, bro. At least with Porter, I know there's gonna be growing pains. I know what's up, you know. I know that they're growing pains. But Blue Kelly is making mistakes that it's like he consistently makes these mistakes. Dewey says, I hope I said that right, but Tyree not anything. Gotta go. Porter gotta get snaps. Dante Thornton can't block. Putting the rookie O-lines in now, so get the snaps. With the O-linemen, I can kind of understand why they're not getting in. Grant, maybe not, but you know, I guess I can understand why they're not getting in, but everybody else, no, I don't understand it. I don't understand Porter. I don't understand not getting Tonka and JJ snaps. I just, it just makes no sense to me. Dev says, I agree in all fairness, though, but Blue Kelly on the 24, he's a young player. They just didn't draft him. Exactly. You just drafted this guy. You just in the 3rd round, nonetheless, Dev. You drafted him in the 3rd round. He has all these traits. And look, it's not like he's out there getting cooked. He didn't get cooked last week. You know what I mean? We actually didn't. They actually went at Blue Kelly last week, which is why I'm saying, like, hey, let's see what else he can do against some of this other competition. Now, maybe you don't want to throw him out there this week, but Blue Kelly, I guarantee you, dog, they're going to go at 36 this week. That's just what they're going to do. And Rashee Rice is back. Oh, yeah. Reed and Mahomes, they're going to scheme it up. Porter is not as consistent as Blue Kelly when it comes to being physical and making tackles. I don't know. I thought he played well last week, bro. I really did. I thought he played well last week. I find it funny how the Titans organization drew the line at losing to the Raiders to decide to fire in the head. Facts. Losing, like, hey, yeah, this is unacceptable. You lost to these motherfuckers like this. Unacceptable. If Graham don't trust Porter, it says a lot. Maybe. But is that Graham's final decision is the question we have. Because we know who really kind of oversees the defense as well. Our head coach likes to oversee the defense. And when it comes to corners, bro, there's nothing you can tell me about the corner room specifically, right? That Pete does not have them wrinkly hands in. I'm telling you, he got them hands in there. So either way it go, bro. When it comes to the corner room, that's the one position that I know your ass is involved in when it comes to Pete. So, when it comes to that development of that, who knows? And it's hard for me to say, bro, because when it comes for judging talent and doing all these mind games and shit, you know what they've been doing the whole entire season. So I don't know. Shout out to our guy Jeff in the building. He says, yeah, we won versus a team we should have beat with ease, but we let them stick around and come close to ruining it. Yeah, that is true. Now, we here, man. We are close to the end of the show. Baby Rundown is ready for me to get off. I can see it in his face, right? He ready to see. He's right, hey, Dad, it's time for me to go do my thing. So we're going to get ready for our final segment of the day, man, and break it all down, which is The rundown, man. We're gonna break it all down, man. So what's the rundown of it? Yes, the Raiders do win 20-10. We talked about the offense at length because that's still the main crux of why we're struggling, right? But we talked about them at length. Talked about the defense, man. The defense dominated. Max Crosby had a day, right? Max Crosby had a day. As he did. Devin White had a day. So we were eating in the defensive front seven. But those are things I expect from Max. Max does what he does, right? And then you look at Devin White, when you put him in the situations that he's meant to be in, as far as the blitzing and all that, he does that. That's where he's meant to be. Now, when he's in space, when he's in coverage, don't look that good, but that's a different story. Now, secondary does still need work. Secondary needs work. But, overall, it's a first time in the season that the Raiders played complimentary ball. So we can take the positives off of that. I think this is the first time where most units had synergy between them. Now, it wasn't perfect at all. But this is the first time in 6 weeks to me that all three units had some synergy. We played complementary football from defense, offense, even some special teams, which wasn't complete dog water this week. So there's that. There's the positivity from that defensive side. There's positivity to say that outside of the Commanders game and even the Colts game, to be honest with y'all, even that Colts game, bro, I still think that the defense was playing pretty well in the Colts game. It's just the fact that the offense was so terrible and the special teams was terrible. But, either way it goes, defense has shown now that this is a trend for them to get turnovers. In 6 weeks, they have gotten turnover after turnover after turnover, and now it's a trend. Right. So that's a beautiful trend to see. Sacks becoming a theme, right? 5 yesterday or something like that. And I believe we've had a sack in every game dating back to a while. So it's getting there, man. It's getting there on defense. You can see them getting their confidence even without, that blockbuster talent besides Max Crosby. Right. So there's that. But we do got to keep it real. Hold on. Oh, man. Anybody that got allergies, man, it's getting heavy for me over the past week. It's just been getting heavy. But anyway, let's break it down to this. All of that is good to talk about, but still break it down and to say, dog, this was a lesser team. We beat a lesser team. We beat a team that was going to make more mistakes than we did, right? Which they did. But they held true to form. They made more mistakes than we did, right? Like Jeff eloquently put it, we beat a team shittier than us. That's just what we did, right? Now you got to play who's on the schedule, and you got to, win the games that you're supposed to win. That's what teams got to do to build yourself to be a good team, right? So, yes, we can celebrate that fact, but understand that how we played yesterday, we have to carry over the positives, but we got to drop most of the habits that we had from this week because it's not going to be able to carry into winning football this next week. It's just not. Geno turning the ball over still. The way that the offense moved the ball this last week, 20 points, right? It ain't going to get it done. 20 points, an anemic 20 points at that, right? This wasn't like a high-flying 20 points that we put up and all the extra. Now, on the defensive side, that effort is going to, that translates. That translates. But with the offense, bro, that don't translate. 20 points ain't going to get it done against this team, bro. They just scored 30, right? And they've caught some stride now where they're scoring 20 plus. So it has to be mistake-free. It has to be clean football that we play against this squad. Hopefully the running game continues to go. It continues to strengthen, right? And the defense can play the way that they do. But we still got to keep it realistic about what we saw. This is a win that we could put in the bank, but it's a win that at the same time, it doesn't, it's not anything that you can say, oh, it's a playoff team now. Oh, this is a team that, we can take on anybody in the AFC. No. We still have work to do. We still have mistakes to clean up. There's still talent gaps here, right? That against other teams, if we don't play mistake-free, we'll be exposed. So as of now, we have to enjoy that, right? But understand what's coming down the pipe. So you know what the deal is. We're gonna talk about that all on Wednesday. We're gonna get into it, right? And we are going to talk about, how we can beat the Chiefs. John QC, look, bro, that's one play. That's one play. Like one play doesn't be like, oh man, he had a great game. Now, I'm not trying to discredit what you're saying. That was a nice play, but in the totality of the game, it wasn't good at all. Wasn't good at all. And hey, for everybody, man, we appreciate you as always, man. DJ, check your messages. I sent something to you. Check your messages. I just sent something to you. So yeah, let me know about that. Also, we have a show on Wednesday, like I just said. We're gonna go ahead and be on our usual time, 6 o'clock Pacific time, as we tap in with the Raiders versus Chiefs. We're gonna go ahead and preview that. Tomorrow, you got some blunts and breakdown activity. We finally got the film thing working back up again, so we're gonna be watching film of this game, Raiders Titans. What we like, some cut ups, some clips, what that we can show, man, for educational purposes, as always. But make sure you guys tapping in with that, right? So keep your notifications on. We got film for you, and the film, of course, will be for the members. So if you're not a member, tap in with the membership to the Rundown channel. We got things working on the background, man. We gonna go ahead and get this channel pumped up. All right. I told myself I got to make a conscious effort to continue to pour into myself. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like there's some times, man, we doing things for other channels. We ain't poured into this channel. So we're going to go ahead, man. Trust. Hey, the goal is to always make this the best YouTube channel in the market, man. It's love to everybody, but always make this the best that we can make it. Sun Goddess with the $10, $9.99, but we call it $10 holla. We appreciate you, man. Shout out to Baby Rundown for his cooperation during the show. Of course, man. You know he's got to give his cooperation. Hold on. Before we do get on out of here, hold on. Before we go ahead. Oh, man. Yeah, it's definitely time, everybody. My boy, he done left me a surprise. You feel what I'm saying? He done left me a nice little surprise. So it's time for me to go ahead and get this thing together. But again, make sure you guys hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button. Okay, we appreciate it, man. Me and my dog appreciate it. All right, we gave y'all a nice little show today, and we trying to go ahead and get to 3K as we do, man. So appreciate everybody that has tapped in. Okay, and then like I said, y'all know the regular schedule. We got tomorrow, we got Wednesday for our show, and then we'll figure out, hey, we might have some turf and rundown later on today as well. So hey, content is flowing to y'all, man, from the rundown side. So make sure you guys are keeping your notification bells on as y'all do. But we keep it. Hold on. Make sure this is right. I'm gonna be reading this. Okay, cool. But shout out to GP Rundown. Hey, for sure. But hey, y'all know what it is, man. I always say this, man. We keep it authentic from the clouds to the ground on the Raider Rundown. I'm gonna see y'all maybe later today for a Turf and Rundown episode. But till then, y'all keep it smooth. Appreciate y'all for the morning. Tell them peace out, man. We out. Bam. We gone.